All right, we're about to dive into something really fascinating, the architecture of a mind that's pretty much impossible to manipulate. If you've ever felt like you're just operating on a totally different wavelength from everyone else, well, this explainer is going to show you why that might just be your greatest strength.
And look, this isn't just some catchy phrase. It's a real recognition of a very distinct psychological profile. We're talking about a mind that's just built differently, and not on a foundation of cynicism, but on a seriously heightened sense of awareness.
So think about it for a second. Do you often feel like you're watching a play and everyone else is an actor on the stage? Are you the one who picks up on those tiny, subtle shifts in tone or the inconsistencies in a story way before anyone else? This isn't paranoia, okay? It's actually a sign of a very specific and really powerful kind of intelligence.
And that brings us right to our first big idea, the high awareness brain. What might feel like you're just overthinking everything is actually a highly functional trait we can call pragmatic realism. It's this ability to see the world with frankly stunning clarity, all based on a lifetime of carefully collected data.
This is a really crucial point. Society might slap a label on this, call it cynical, but it's not that at all. It's an advanced form of pattern recognition. Your brain is constantly connecting dots. It's analyzing behavior and it's predicting outcomes with, let's be honest, startling accuracy.
So here's the bottom line. When you no longer need other people to tell you your own worth, when that need for external validation is gone, you've unlocked a whole new level of mental freedom. This internal validation, that's the foundation. That's the bedrock of an unmanipulatable mind. Now let's break down the 6 specific signs that build this incredible architecture. Okay, so the first 2 signs are all about how your high awareness brain actually processes the world around you. And this isn't about judging people, not at all. It's about noticing, with this laser-like focus, what pretty much everyone else seems to miss.
So the first sign is what we call institutional skepticism. And look, this isn't just rebellion for the sake of it. It's an evidence-based worldview. You've simply seen systems fail to deliver on their promises time and time again. So you learn to rely on your own internal problem-solving skills instead of just blind faith. And the second sign? The detection of inconsistency. A lot of people just dismiss fake behavior as a normal part of social life, right? It's just social performance. But your brain? Nope. It files that away as a crucial data point. You see that mismatch between what people say and what they do as a potential red flag, a sign of possible manipulation. Now, having a high awareness brain like this, it takes a tremendous amount of energy. And that's exactly why the next 2 signs are all about consciously protecting and managing your most valuable resource, your own mental bandwidth. This one is a real game changer. Cognitive bandwidth protection. You just know that your mental energy is finite. So you make a deliberate choice to ignore all that draining social drama and pointless small talk. You're not being antisocial. You're being strategic. You're reallocating your energy toward things that actually lead to long-term growth. And you can see it right here. While most people's mental energy gets completely consumed by chasing validation and getting tangled up in drama, this protected bandwidth model channels that same energy into deep creation, into learning, into actual problem solving. It's a strategic investment in your own growth, plain and simple. The fourth sign is psychological detachment. Now, this isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about having a core of self-worth that is so stable, so solid, that you can walk away from toxic situations without carrying all that anger and resentment with you. You're not fueled by drama. You're fueled by your own internal strength. And honestly, this ability to detach cleanly, it is a hallmark of profound emotional maturity. It's a kind of freedom that, let's face it, many people spend their entire lives searching for. And you've already mastered it. So you see the patterns. You protect your energy. These final 2 signs reveal how you actively manage your internal world and your closest relationships, which lets you create a life of stability and ultimately meaning. Sign number 5 is emotional regulation. When a crisis hits, you appear calm, maybe even stoic. Now, others might mistake this for a lack of feeling, but it's actually a sign of incredibly powerful internal containment. You process your emotions privately, which gives you the clarity to act logically while everyone else is panicking. And finally, sign number 6, loyalty over affection. You're just not wired to chase the unpredictable highs of passion and excitement. You see that for what it is, an unstable, draining reward system. So instead, you prioritize the real foundations of security. This is basically your brain's relationship filter. It's a very deliberate and highly protective 3-step process.
First, you just observe for consistency. Then, you establish a real foundation of safety. And only then, once those are in place, do you invest in a connection, which is built on the bedrock of honesty. So when you put all of these pieces together, what do you see? You see that these aren't just a random collection of weird quirks. They're the building blocks of a powerful, coherent psychological architecture. It's your architecture of strength. Institutional skepticism, detection of inconsistency, cognitive bandwidth protection, psychological detachment, emotional regulation, and loyalty over affection. You see, these 6 traits, they all work together. They form an integrated defense system that makes your mind resilient, self-directed, and truly unmanipulable. Look, this isn't some self-help fake motivation talk. This is a validation of your experience, and it's grounded in the real psychology of high-functioning emotional intelligence. Your way of seeing the world isn't a flaw, it's a feature, and a really powerful one at that. Because once you recognize these traits as a coherent system, as an architecture of strength, you can finally stop wondering if there's something wrong with you. You can embrace your quiet power and start wielding it with real intention. So, if this architecture feels familiar, if any of this resonates with you, subscribe for more explainers that decode these hidden patterns of the human mind. It'll help you navigate your world with even greater wisdom and power.